And I think that there are some wonderful signs that journalism isn't dead, and I just wanted to quickly produce them, as long as there's clear value for clear groups. And the New York Times is still a company with $1.6 billion in market capitalization, even as we worry about the end of newspapers. The Huffington Post has 29 million uniques per month, maybe higher since I grabbed this a few weeks ago. Politico, a startup that we're going to talk about extensively, within 3 years was profitable and has a very interesting model that's very close to where journalism is today. It's a niche model, but has done some things very differently, and that's exciting. Night Funded Every Block sold to MSNBC. We don't know the exact price, but clearly MSNBC saw incredible value in that new project. The Economist circulation actually grew 2% just in the last year, 100% in the last decade. And I think we forget that there's some bright spots even amidst the global recession and all of that. Consumer Reports doesn't have any ads, never has had an ad, and they've got an 18 to 20% profit margin. They still have that, and they've barely dropped any revenue in time. And National Journal, which has a circulation of only, I think, about 12,000, 13,000 people. It's a political review that's been around for a bit. They're charging nearly $1,000 a year for a subscription, and they've got nearly 13,000 people. You can do the math. We're into $13 million or whatever, and that doesn't include any advertising. So journalism is not dead. People do want quality, and the skills that journalists have, the storytelling skills we heard about in Jackie's presentation, the reporting skills and the relevant skills that we heard about in Michelle's presentation, those skills are still important. But most of journalism has some serious problems, and one reason is that we've become very disconnected, I believe, from the public. We've created a culture where expertise, as we define it, which tends to be titles, is far more important than actually getting at people who have direct experience and knowledge to a large degree, and we haven't done our job we've relied on kind of an expert culture. And so, you know, the biggest problem in all of this is that to a large degree, there's been very little innovation, which again is why I'm going to the near news universe to look for other folks who have done some innovation or have always been innovative but have been ignored by mainstream media. And one of the problems is that, you know, breaking news, new media shocker, company blog puts readers first, sales soar, competitors stunned. We've been terrible at innovation. This is obviously fake, but it's, you know, it shows one of the problems we've had with innovation and putting people first. And one of the reasons is that fundamentally, even though we live at a time where everyone knows that we're connected by social networks, everyone knows that knowledge sharing is part of the new paradigm and the new culture, even though we all know that, fundamentally, most journalists still have a very dim view of what collaboration with the public means. Here's a cartoon. We've decided to fire the photographers and solicit readers for content instead. Editor says it's time we turn to citizen journalism to help expand and enhance our coverage. And then the headline is, Smokey still cute as a button. But that's what journalists, for the most part, do think. Not everyone, of course, but in general. And I think, Rusty, you were talking a bit about, you know, kind of we're idols to what we've done, or our idols, the tribe's idols. But fundamentally, that's what we think citizen journalism is about. It's smoky, and that people really don't care about the things that we feel they should care about. And those have been the things that I think have been preventing us from truly innovating.